Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it seems like hypocritical Kamala is being called to the front of the congregation. Because now she's saying that she's trying to promote marijuana reform. Like, what? With her history? What was her history, you say? Let's get into it. This is from the dailymail.co.uk, and it reads, exclusive. Marijuana reform advocates demand an apology from Kamala Harris for locking up pot smokers and slammed her political hypocrisy for now saying no one should go to jail for smoking weed. Remember that crime bill that Joe Biden passed back in the day? Now he's trying to be part of that whole marijuana reform and prison reform stuff. But yet you have not repealed that law. Yeah, you let some people out, but you have not apologized for the law that you helped create. And it's documented, so don't lie about it. The law that you helped create that helped put many Black people in prison for a long time over minor offenses, like a little bitty, like small pieces of crack and getting like 10 times, 100 times more than like a kilo of cocaine. When anybody with something that small, most likely is going to smoke it. But instead of, doing like you're doing your people now, who's on that fentanyl, who's on that heroin and on that meth, now locking them up, you're trying to find, what you call it, like facilities, clinics to like rehabilitation and mental health facilities for these people. You put our folk in jail back in the day. When we said back in the day, that was an addiction. That was something that needs to be healed, corrected, not put in jail. You weren't helping nobody. But let's get into this stuff. We're talking about Kamala right now. It says marijuana reform advocates want Vice President Kamala Harris to apologize for locking up people for the use and possession of marijuana, even as she tries to rehabilitate her image as a compassionate reformer. Harris had a roundtable meeting with reform advocates at the White House on Friday, calling for criminal justice reform on the issue. Quote, nobody should have to go to jail for smoking weed, she said during the event with rapper Fat Joe and others. Now, I'm wondering why would she call Fat Joe to the White House? What is it about Fat Joe that she thinks is going to appeal to, I'm guessing, the hip hop community? Fat Joe ain't put a record out or a hit out in I don't know how long, or at least down here in the South. We don't listen to him like that. I ain't listen to him like that when he was out. I mean, not saying he don't have fans, because undoubtedly he does, and more power to him. But I mean, just personally, him, like listening to his music, not really a fan. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not really into nobody using the N-word, but especially people who are not Black Americans. Because, like I said, I don't advocate for nobody to use it, but just hearing non-Black Americans use it just all off the cuff, and then the people that surround him who are Black Americans, just let them do it, let them put it in the raps and stuff like that. No, I ain't never been a fan of that. I'm sorry. I just saying, but I'm not sure, like I said, why, because he's not a Black American. So I don't know why they're advocating him to be like at a freaking round table. I mean, you got people who are a little more intelligent, who got more of a voice, more knowledge than he do, that's in the entertainment business. Let's see, you got, Ice Cube with the, Playing for Black America. You remember that? You got Fat Joe, maybe even trying to go back in the day, KRS One. Who else? Anybody? No, you don't want Kanye there. Heck no. But at least those two. Common will probably be a good one. Who else up there? Maybe even like Willie D or Scarface or anybody but Fat Joe. Because Fat Joe, I don't know who he represent, but I wouldn't have picked him. 103,000. I mean, I'm sure. Come on now. Oh, let's see. Nobody Oh yeah, well, Fat Joe and others. However, marijuana reform advocates say Harris's work on reform is hypocritical. As a district attorney of San Francisco, she oversaw more than 1,900 convictions for the use of or possession of marijuana, according to public record. This is public record, y'all. So go down in the comments and fight for your vice president because they putting records on them. Harris also opposed the legalization of marijuana for recreational use until she ran for California state seat in 2015. Since then, again, politics. People don't be believing what they saying. They don't. They just run on what's popular. Whatever they feel is going to get more votes. Like I said about this dude who won the Senator out here in Texas. Say he used to play football. God, I can't think of his head. Light-skinned bald head dude. And he was doing his victory speech, a celebration speech, and the first thing he started talking about was abortion rights. Like, dang, really? That's the first thing you talking about? So again, he's appeasing to his fan base, who it looked like was mostly women there. I'm sure they were probably shocked with him talking, but he's just going with the rhetoric to keep them, get them votes, right? Quote, she absolutely has no moral authority to speak on this issue whatsoever, marijuana legal reform advocate Steve D'Angelo told the DailyMail.com after Harris's event at the White House. Quote, she has no right to speak about cannabis at all except to apologize for her hypocrisy. She ain't gonna do that. She ain't gonna do that because she's a fraud. She's a fraud. She's a non-black woman. Just because she's a sorority, all black women love her, and she ain't even care about you. Because I'm not going to do anything just for black people now. You know, that was what she said. Remember, y'all still... Between that and Joe Biden said, if you ain't black, if you don't know who to vote for, then you ain't black. If you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. Something like that. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Whatever he said. It's like, with those two saying stuff like that, and they still won? In addition, during her 2010 campaign for Attorney General of California, Harris opposed a ballot proposition that would legalize marijuana, which led to a big defeat for the movement. Advocates like D'Angelo understand why President Joe Biden and Harris are highlighting the popular issue ahead of the 2012 election, but urge them to actually do something that will make a critical impact. They're giving out cookie crumbs when they could actually be helping folks in a very serious way. Jason Ortiz, the director of strategic initiatives for the Last Prisoner Project, told DailyMail.com. Ortiz said that despite Biden's 22 federal pardon of thousands of marijuana convictions, 0 cannabis prisoners had actually been released from prison as a result of his action. The list of pardons applied to individuals already out of prison. So I'm just not reading this, so this is funny. That is like amazing. See, like I say, you can't, man, I wish I would vote for these people. So this dude was sitting there making it seem like he letting people out, and he didn't. He just pardoned people who are already out of prison. Trump let people out of prison. Y'all remember that. Not saying vote for Trump, I'm just saying he let folks out of prison. The Last Prisoner Project is advocating for Biden to use his clemency powers to release 3,000 federal cannabis prisoners and are planning to mobilize a protest outside the White House in April to raise awareness of the issue. So the thing is, all they're going to do, they're going to talk all the way up until get you all hyped up, hopefully get you like saying, okay, we vote for them again in November. They're going to pass this and pass that. No, wait a minute. Don't forget, they are already in office. So what they're campaigning and talking about, they can actually do it. Could have been, here's my thing. If they wanted to do, they would have been done it. But what they do is that they find topics, they find points to run on. They look at where they are in the polls and they say, okay, who can we advocate for this time? And somebody said, hey, people in jail smoking weed. Okay, what I do is I'll pardon 3,000 people. Yay! And then this guy finds out and say, them people's already out of jail. You just, pardon their sentences, which is, that's great. It's commendable, but it's not like you let them out of jail. They was already out, probably on parole, and you just pretty much say, hey, your sentence is pardoned. You're free to get a job somewhere and go work at McDonald's for $20 an hour minimum wage. So it's really like a nothing burger. It could be something for them, and I ain't knocking it. because it shouldn't have been in prison in the first place. Usually what you should do is pardon everybody's conviction. That would get, the attention of the people. But like I said, they look for just some points to where they can just increase their chances of getting more votes. They're not going to approve everything. But you think about it, if you approve everything your first 4 years, in the second 4 years, then you can coast. Just keep things uphill. Play crazy after the fact. But it's all about, it's just all about getting votes, man. They don't care about this stuff. It said, Ortiz described the White House event hosted by Harris as a bit of a slap in the face to advocates, even though he appreciated her using her platform as vice president to raise the issue. But he called for Biden and Harris to do more. He said an apology from Harris will go a long way, and specifically for someone who was part of the problem for so many years. Her approach and her talking points and comments on the issue ring a bit hollow, especially for the folks still incarcerated and probably were incarcerated in California under her regime, Ortiz said. Advocates for legal reform also prefer to use the word cannabis to talk about marijuana use, using the scientific definition to describe the plant. That's a good idea. D'Angelo described the Harris event as a cynical and pathetic display of political hypocrisy. Kamala Harris has been trying to play both sides of the fence on the issue for years and years and years. When running for re-election in 2014, Harris only laughed when asked by reporters that she supported legalized marijuana. Boy, like I said, and you know what? I'm going to do this video, and it probably will not get pushed as much as talking about Fonnie Willis. But this is something important, like real important. I might do a short on this, like for real. And during her campaign for president, Harris laughed during a 2019 interview with the Breakfast Club and revealed her own use of marijuana. I have, and I inhaled. I did inhale, she said, and meant to smoking a joint in college. It was a long time ago, but yes, I just broke news. You might as well should have broke wind because it don't even matter. Because it's about as, throw it off and unfunny as that. So, boys and girls, what do we learn? What we've learned is that Kamala Harris, like a lot of politicians, are just hypocritical. You shouldn't really be too much worried about the presidential vote. I would say, like your local elections, like a few of them have passed, recently, but there'll be more later on this year. You pay attention to your local elections because that's going to affect you the most. When these politicians, these major national politicians talk about stuff like this, they're just trying to speak just to get your attention to try to get on their side. They're not really going to do anything. Again, they are already in office. So anything that they talk about right now, they can do it because of there. Simple as that. So they're talking about they fighting for this and fighting for that. You ain't fighting for nothing because you control the country. That's kind of crazy. Help me out there. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Hey, let's dialogue. You know how we do it over here. We like to have conversation, learning and teaching. That's what life is about. Also, there are 4 non-monetary ways you can support the channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Probably take you about a couple minutes to do all 4. Helps the channel, boosting the algorithm, get more views, get more followers, and help me, create better content because I like the criticism and the thanks and the praise. And hey, y'all know we get in the comments and we'll hold dialogue like a sun gun. And even if somebody put up a nice, thoughtful, and intelligent conversation, a lot of times I'll pin it, and it'll be the main comment, on the channel. So, like I said, let's just keep it going like that. Also, you can if you need to get in contact with me, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can email me at soulinthesoil@gmail.com. You can send me stories. You can talk about some stuff that you want to talk about. Give me ideas on things, on topics to talk about. Like I say, critique, whatever. But also if you want to give like monetarily, you can always do super chat, super thanks, and you can click on some of the links in the description box and you can give there. But no matter how you support the channel, I thank you for all of it. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.